Alright, we got possible teams from our local ROC coming right up. Hello and welcome to Mr. Heroclix. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please feel free to hit that subscribe button just underneath there and go ahead and hit that little bell icon so that you can know whenever I make new uploads for you guys to look at. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at some possible teams that I'm thinking about running at my local ROC, which is going to be the West Virginia State Championship. You guys in the comments, go ahead and tell me what teams would you think about running if you were going to be in an ROC. So let's go ahead and talk about the top two teams I came up with to take a look at. Alright, so up first we have what's going to be my main team. This is the one I think I'm probably going to go with. Up first I have Avengers Defenders War Iron Man at his full 165 points. Basically I'm using this guy because I don't have access to a Jakeem Thunder. But he is pretty good and I am expecting good things out of him. He has a special on his attack. It says all my different armor is merged into one. Give Iron Man a free action and choose any two standard powers except defensive powers. Until your next turn he can use the chosen powers but can't use his possessed standard speed, attack, or damage powers. So he has a pretty good assortment of powers to begin with, but this is a nice sort of pick a power that I really like, and you'll see later on I have a figure here too that will help him with a little bit more protection. Then he does have a special on his damage that he doesn't get until his last two clicks. It says give Iron Man well, the title of the power is use my armor to imprison you. Give Iron Man a power action and choose an opposing character within 3 squares in line of fire. Until your next turn, that character can't move or make ranged combat attack, and Iron Man can't use invulnerability. So it's a nice way to buy yourself a turn. Overall I like it. 7 movement or 7 range with 2 lightning bolts. It starts off with a 10 movement with running shot, 11 attack with that special, 18 defense with invincible plus indomitability, 4 damage with shape change. I just really like it. You got hypersonic speed mixed in there, outwit, shape change, pulse wave, all the good stuff's there. Not Jakeem Thunder, but I do think he'll be good, and I like him better now than 175 point Goblin King, because as you know with the watch list he got crushed to dust at that point value. No, like they couldn't even give him willpower, like it was dirty. So speaking of Goblin King though, that is the second figure on this team at 75 points. And at 75 points he has a 1 trait. It will force you to relive your worst nightmare. When an opposing character misses Goblin King with an attack, after action resolves, give that character a nightmare token. Characters with nightmare token modify their attack value by -1. When a character with a nightmare token makes an attack, after action resolves, remove 1 nightmare token from that character. Second trait is Infinity Gauntlet. Give Goblin King a free action and choose 2 standard powers. Goblin King can use those chosen powers until your next turn. And then his third one is he can use Power Cosmic Team ability if he started at 75 or 175, but or it says he can't. So somebody updated that on the HC Realms webpage. So yeah, the ability to pick 2 powers is really big. He has pretty decent stats: 7 range, 1 lightning bolt, 8 movement with phasing, flight ability, 10 attack, 18 defense with invulnerability, 4 damage. He's still good. I just think that really now his place is going to be that 75 point value. I think he's going to be a really good secondary attacker and support figure, and that's how I'm going to be using him on this team. The third figure on this team is the Atom. from Superman Wonder Woman. He's on here for his retaliation. You guys know that. I'm not going to read all that to you guys, but basically attack anybody on my team. Next turn, he's crushing your face. Then, as a fourth figure on this team, I have Foggy Nelson from Avengers Defenders War. It's a little bit of an odd pick, but the reason I put him on here was for his trait, which says, "Trust me, I'm a lawyer." It says at the beginning of your turn, choose a friendly character of 150 points or less. Until your next turn, as long as the chosen character is adjacent to Foggy Nelson, you cannot have their powers countered and their combat values decreased by opposing game effects. So this is going to be a good way to just protect Goblin King and just give him an extra layer of protection. That 15 points though, that's really up in the air. I was thinking about going with 15-point Jessica Jones from Avengers Defenders War, and if I'm being honest, she's probably going to be who I end up using, but Foggy Nelson is who was on here to begin with, but we'll see. Then next up, I have Supreme Intelligence, and the reason Supreme Intelligence is going to be on here is to put on Goblin King, just to make him a better support piece, especially starting out with Sidestep TK. I think that that's going to be a big deal. You know, give him some extra powers that he didn't have to pick. I think it's going to be good. That second click where he has willpower is going to help with that loss of power cosmic. Then I have 3 ID cards, none of which should be surprising to anyone. First one, Spider-Man ID card. Call in either Superior Spider-Man or Cosmic Spider-Man. Shield level 7. Call for help with Nick Fury. And the last one is the Superman ID card, and I'm going to use that for 50-point Superman Blue to call in for some pulse wave protection if that is needed, because he will provide you with Invincible, which is a really good defensive power from what I hear, and he will also protect you with the pulse wave damage. So I think that that's going to be a good last-ditch guy to call in. He's also a decent attacker, so if I got in a bad spot with Goblin King where he was like on a 9 attack or something, call him in. Might be worth using. So that's my main that I'm going to be going with. Like I said, only change I might make, trade out Foggy Nelson for Jessica Jones or some other 15-point figure. What 15-point figure or item or something that would fit on this team would you guys put in? So let's go ahead and take a look at my second team, which is a little bit of an odd one, but I kind of like it. You guys saw my Purple Man video. Hopefully you did anyway. If not, click on the card and go ahead and watch that because it's pretty good. But I really like that Purple Man figure for reasons that I don't fully understand. So I made a team around that I really like. I'd like to see how it works for competitive. So first up is the WizKids LE. Miss America's on this team for her trait, which is the laws of physics can kiss my ... When Miss America makes a close combat attack targeting an opposing character and the action's resolved, you may place a space portal marker into an unoccupied square adjacent to her and the target. Before a friendly character is given a close combat action, it may be placed adjacent to the space portal, but may only attack the same target this turn. At the end of your turn, remove the space marker, or portal. Remove the space portal. So, she's on the team. Not bad stats overall. Flight, 9 movement with charge, 11 attack, super strength, 18 defense, invulnerability, 4 damage, Avengers, 95 points. Not bad overall. Then, after that, we have the main guy himself, Purple Man. And he's on here, if you watch that Purple Man video, he has a few awesome things where consider opposing characters for his trait. Consider opposing characters with a pheromone token to be adjacent and have a point value of 0 for Mastermind. Then he has a special on every single click of his movement called Make You Do Whatever I Want. Purple Man can use Mind Control. When he does, modifies attack value by +3 He doesn't take feedback damage for using it, and hit characters are given a pheromone token. Then his other special, which is on every click of his defense, it says, surrounded by willing victims, Purple Man can use Mastermind. When he does, he may remove a pheromone token from an opposing character to transfer damage to that character. Then on his second and third click, he has Perplex, 6 range with 2 targets, Minions of Doom team ability. So the +3 for mind control means that 9 on his first click's a 12, but we're going to take that one step further because we're going to put Kingpin on this team with Sinister Syndicate team ability. It's the one from the Fast Forces where he has an 11 attack, and the only reason he's on here is for his trait. It says, My City, My Rules, Kingpin and friendly characters within 8 squares are considered adjacent to each other for the purposes of Sinister Syndicate team ability. So that gives Purple Man an 11 attack, which +3 makes that a 14. I like his chances at hitting with mind control. Then we have Foggy Nelson, again, just here for outwit protection for Purple Man, because if he doesn't have that defense, we're in a bit of a pickle. Then another figure that's on this team is Jean Grey from the UXM Fast Forces. She's on here because of her special on her attack, which is Jean Grey can use telekinesis. She can use it as free action if she has no action tokens. So I get a free action TK, which is really good. Then I can do another TK if I want to. She's only 50 points, has willpower. That's fantastic. I also have on this team Supreme Intelligence again as a resource. Probably would end up putting this on Purple Man, although Miss America is not out of the question. And the Spider-Man ID card, just to call in Cosmic Spider-Man or Superior Spider-Man again for a little extra oomph just when I need it. So the main idea of the team, TK out Miss America, then have her charge, try to smack somebody in the face. When they do, if you read mind control, you can give them a close or a range combat action. So if I'm reading it correctly, you should be able to then pull Purple Man over with that portal and then attack with 14 attack, try to mind control somebody, and then you got your pheromone token and you are off to races at that point. And then you know, TK out Kingpin if you need to, or whatever it is you need to do to make sure that Purple Man can have that 14 attack. And it is just nutso at that point. I really like. It's a fun team. It's not something a lot of people are going to think of to use, so I'm kind of excited to use that. So which out of those two teams do you guys like? Do you like the regular, basically meta one with Iron Man and Goblin King, or do you like this sort of out there crazy style team? Which one of the two teams do you like? Go ahead and put that in the comments below. Maybe that'll have some kind of influence on me over what I run. Maybe it won't. But I'm hoping to play test both of these over the next couple days. I believe the ROC is August 5th at Four Horsemen Comics in Morgantown, West Virginia. So I went to college out there, or that way. So I know the area pretty well. So I'm pretty excited about it. Didn't think I was going to get to play in anything competitively. So just super excited. So thank you guys for watching. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.